Oh, good afternoon, friends, followers, and channel members. Happy Friday. It is the end of the week, and we have a updated Gothenburg Airport from Orbx. And they say, obviously, it is an update, technically, but it's been completely overhauled. It's really been brought up to a great standard, so I can't wait to check this out. And I thought, if we're going to fly to Gothenburg, then it's not an EasyJet destination, but in order to keep things real, we will still fly a real route, and this is it. This is a real world route. Wizz Air flying from Rome up to Gothenburg. I don't think it flies today. It flew, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. It's flying tomorrow. And yeah, this is indeed the actual parking stand. So typical low-cost carrier, you're going to have your passengers walk and get bussed over on one of the remote stands. But yeah, so this is great. Looking forward to this. It's also a long flight, so this is going to take us right through a Friday afternoon. Whatever you're doing in the world, whether you're meant to be working, whether you've just got home from work, whether you're now chilling out, or whether you're getting up for work, hopefully you will stick with us, and we will give you some entertainment and enjoy a beautiful flight heading north all the way up to Gothenburg from Rome. Yeah, so hey Predator, thank you for the follow on Twitch, first follow of the stream today. So We'll get on board in a second. Big shout out to everyone who's coming on board as well. Quickly jumping into the chat there on YouTube. So we've got the channel members, Danny, J-Hog, DC, Simon, good morning guys. Notlex also here as well. Ryan E. Christian's here. Dark Fury's here as well. Good to see you. Hey James, glad you're on board. Captain HMW, Notlex 2411 as well. Hope I don't miss anyone there. Thank you so much. Nick's here too. Hey Nick, thank you so much for being there as well. And a shout out as well to our viewers on Twitch. Good afternoon to you. So if you're watching on YouTube, as per usual, the operational flight plan is pinned into the chat. Even though we're flying Wizz Air, my operational flight plan is still going to be set for EasyJet. And all our standard operating procedures today are literally going to be EasyJet. Everything is going to be the same except the skin of the aircraft. In fact, it's not that realistic because Wizz Air don't have these engines today. So we await the Fenix update for IE engines when they bring out in order to have realistic Wizz Air A320s in the sim. But anyway, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Let's jump on board. As I say, it's going to be a long flight, so we're going to get set up. We've got to get out of here because I've got to take my lad to cricket a little bit later on. So we need to have landed in Gothenburg by then. So let's let's jump in. Now, I don't think we have got. Oh, go away. I don't think we've got any air traffic control. I'm just going to double check. Oh, Eurozone East is online. Not sure if they control this far into the centre of in Europe. They'll ping us if they need to. But yeah, we've got the tablet uplinked and working. Oh no, why is that not working? All right. Bear with me 1 second. We'll try and kick that into gear so you can see the operational flight plan. One moment. Whilst I'm working on that, then we'll just see. Lewis says this is the first time he's caught a live stream due to living down under. Lewis, good evening to you. It must be very late where you are, Lewis. Hope you are well. Whatever it is you have been doing today. Right, so the first thing we're going to do, we'll just do our usual pre-flight scans. So we're in the turnaround state, so check the nav logo lights there are on. Acupressure is in the green, flaps are up, spoilers retracted, etc. That's fine. Okay, hopefully now we can get onto the tablet and bring that in. And Raven 1369, hello from South Africa. Hope you are well. Hey Cornwall, thanks for coming by and joining as well. Right, we've got the tablet viewing. There we go. Right, let's go through the operational flight plan then. So we've got close to 15 tons worth of payload to sort out and get up to Gothenburg today. Arlanda is our alternate. So crew flight level there is 300. It's not, it's actually 340. A little bit later on in the flight plan, as we will see. A little tailwind helping us up there, so that's quite nice. That is our planned flight route, departing off runway 25 today, landing runway 03. alternate fuel is about 1.8 tons. We're not tankering anything today, and the plug fuel is 9.1. Okay, so all that looks fine. Let's just check the flight route and see if we've got any sort of climbs planned. Yeah, there you go. So top of climb initially up to 30,000 feet. However, then we will continue to flight level 340. We're going through Vienna Flight Information region, the Rhine radar. So about an hour into the flight, we just need to, or a little under an hour into the flight, we'll go over the Alps. So just be aware of that. That would be the worst time for a decompression. Won't happen. Won't happen. Although failures are turned on, just to keep an edge to the stream as per usual. Avro26, thank you for the follow, and WVs as well. Welcome, guys, on Twitch. Good to have you today. Yeah, just keep going through that. Yeah, all of that's fine. Then we're off into Copenhagen, Swedish airspace, and that will be the end, I would imagine. That all looks fine. Let's have a look at the weather then. So Gothenburg at the moment, a ceiling of 700. Visibility is fine. I'll land at the alternate. Yeah, they're all Cat 1 conditions there that we can see there. Winds are looking good in Gothenburg as well. Let's just have a look at the weather brief. So let's have a look. I'll land there. Yeah, fuel clouds 1,500 feet, scattered 5,100. No significant changes, and the forecast as well looks pretty good. So, getting into Gothenburg, not really going to be an issue weather-wise. Looks absolutely fine. Nothing is going to worry us there. We'll get the weather here for Rome in a moment. Let's have a look at the chart. So there's our flight route, pretty much straight track north then today. And then just as we get a little bit closer, you can see we just start to intersect that little area where we've got a bit of turbulence and icing. So that's probably going to affect us on the descent more than anything else. So yeah, we can see that. Quite a bit of weather today over Europe. That's low level though. High level, that's the high level. So yeah, it's just the descent might be a little bit turbulent and cloudy. So Anchas is going to be on for the majority of the descent looking at that. So with that then, let's plan what fuel we are going to take. 9.1 is planned. Let's go with, I mean it's Wizz Air, they don't want to take that much fuel. But I reckon if we take 9.5, that should be fine. So we're going to take 9.5 tons of fuel. We'll get the guys loaded a little bit later on. David Butler, good evening, mate. How are you doing? So before we go any further, let's grab the current METAR for Rome where we are. Then we'll start getting passengers on board. Scheduled to depart in 40 minutes. I want to get out of here sooner than that. If I can get out in the next half an hour, that would be much better. Cut 10 minutes off that departure time. That would be great. Let me just update that, get the latest METAR, scribble this down. So we've got winds currently 260 at 11, we're departing runway 25, so that's mostly a headwind for us. That's great. Visibility is fine. We've got scattered 3,500 feet. Temperature is 14. QNH is 1007. No significant changes. So yeah, we've got good weather here as well. Wonderful. Okay, and I'll just, whilst I'm on this page, we'll just have a quick look at the if I can select it. There we go. I'll just have a quick look at that. Oh, looks like we've got some live ATC up in Gothenburg at the moment. Wind 0509. Visibility is okay. Light drizzle. Just check the ATIS then. We can see that there. What runway are they using? Are they using 03? Yeah, 03 is in use. That's fine. That's also what we've got planned. So that would be good. All right. Well, let's get it all set up then. Should we start getting passengers on board as well? I think that would probably be the right thing to do. So if you are new to the channel, then just to let you know, whilst I am doing all the aircraft setup and things, I do apologise. I don't pay too much attention to the chat. Just want to get us set up, and then any questions or anything like that, I apologise if I missed them. But we've got plenty of time in the cruise today to sort that out and answer any questions.
Cabin crew, yeah, we've completed the checks, so now you can open the doors and start getting the passengers on board.
Okay, so then passengers are going to start getting boarded pretty soon. Let's go through and set up the cockpit. So the QNH 1007, that's fine, that's on. VHF 2 is on the guard frequency and we're monitoring it. Radars are off, switching panel is normal, thrust levers, engine starters, mode selector, parking brake is on, gear extension, that's fine. Acupressure's good. Come up to the FCU 1007, pop the constraints on. Initial climb, then here out of Rome with no ATC. We can select flight level 110. That's fine. Quick scan of the overhead, just make sure everything is on and off as required. Yeah, so seatbelt sign's currently off as refueling has not yet commenced. It should be doing pretty soon. Here come the passengers.
Passengers bus is coming.
Alright, so passengers are going to get bussed up. Let's have a look then at setting up the box. So, IRS got 3 nav greens. Aircraft status, that's all valid. Alright, let's do our init A then. Get that information pulled in. Tuta, seniors try a different airlines. Finnair next. Oh, I don't know if we've ever done Finnair actually. Paul Grant, passenger boarding is Orbx. It's GSX. Yeah. So flight number. I tell you what, I'm going to give Wizz Air a compliment here. So I like their call signs. 1 Delta Golf, just 3. I mean, if this was an EasyJet call sign, it would be something like Alpine 79 November Quebec or something daft like that. It doesn't roll off the tongue. I'm still using a cost index of 4 though. Ground temperature is 15. The tropo is, let me just pop that on then you can see. Tropo is 30522. Grab the winds. Clear the scratch pad. GPS primary. There's the winds all in. Iris in it. That's fine. And I'll pop the cruise flight level, which is going to be ultimately 5340. So we'll go and set that. Alright. Good. Onto the flight plan page. So, departing, as we've said, off runway 25. We're on the, what was the name of the star? Not the star, the SID. Sovan 5 Alpha, that's the one. And it is the Sovan transition, is it, today? Oh, do you know what? This is the one thing I don't like about Italy. All the different routes and things. So what are we doing? Sovan 5 Alpha is... where are you? Sosiv. Are we going via Sosiv? Which transition is it? Not even got that on the... not got that on the departures. Hang on, let's have a quick look. So 3 Delta. Not that one. Try and find the right chart here. Didn't think this departure had a transition, actually. That's the 7 Alpha. No, we're not doing the 7 Alpha, we're doing the 5 Alpha, which goes up to Sosiv. I might tell you what, just get rid of that for a moment. Insert that without. Sussex Sovan. Right, hang on then. Sosiv and then Sovan. Right, I need the Sovan transition. Is there one in here? Is it the Sovan 7 Alpha? Yes, it is. That's what I want. Sovan 7 Alpha. Pop that in. Runway 25. but it's still not even there. Oh, this is annoying. Sosiv, Adupa, Sovan. None of them appear to be there, so do you know what I'm going to do instead? All I will do is, we need to put it in just in case ATC come on and tell us. So after Sosak, is it Sosi 7 Lima? Let me pop that in, see if that works. I think one of the issues is when you do this on SimBrief, it doesn't give you the transitions. Because we should be doing the 5 Alpha, which takes us through there, Sosiv 5 Alpha, Sosiv 5 Alpha, up to Sosiv. Have we got old chart? We got old charts? And Sosiv 7 Alpha's transition. Because the charts match exactly what I've got in the box there. Tell you what. All I'm going to do is after Sosiv, where should we be going? After Sosiv we should be going direct to Sovan. So after Sovan it's then Amtel and Samir. Sovan, Amtel, Samir. Do you know what? Clear that. That'll do. We've got no ATC, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it as that. Let's get the arrival in. What is the arrival? I bet this is absolutely fine. It's just Italy. It is the ILS 3 and Risma 4 Lima. That's the one. Let's get the approach fear in. Oh, is there no approach fear? Well, that's alright, that makes it straightforward and simple, doesn't it? Insert. Okay, let's just look at the flight plan then, see what it looks like on the charts. So that looks good. That's what I've got on the charts as well. That's in the box, that's fine. And then at the other end, lots of waypoints on today's flight. There we go, that's straight in. That works. Wonderful. Okay, let's get that back onto arc mode and 20 for the departure. That's done. So let me continue with the setup. So RadNav page, OST, which is a VOR on the field, so we get that in. And then onto the init B page, we'll get this set up. Have we got a preliminary load sheet just yet? We've got a company message, so that should be it. So 0 fuel at 58.9 and a CFG is 31.9. Check that alternate fuel again. Was it 1.8? I think I said. Yeah, we can call it 1.8 looking at that. So get that in. 1.8. And then we'll do the fuel planning. We're going to take 9.5 tons, and aircraft suggests that to safely complete the flight it needs 9.1, so that works out fine, doesn't it? Dazza, thanks for the Prime sub, mate. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. So Oh, Danny, you think you spotted the problem? I think we clicked SOVA 5 Alpha, but it's SOSIV 5 Alpha. Oh, you might be right, actually. I will go back. I will go back. See, this is why there's two guys in the flight deck. So takeoff weight 68.2. Not been that heavy for a long time. And the CFG is 29.6. Right, let's go and sort that departure out. So departure 25, yeah, that's fine. SOSIV 5 Alpha.
Passengers bus is coming.
Is this one? SOVA 7 Alpha transition. Ah, there we go. I had put the wrong one in. Yeah, everything's in. Everything's in the box and it's fine. 967 miles and the flight plan's also got 967. Look at that. They actually match. That never happens. But they do. They actually match. So, fantastic. Alright, that's done then. What else we got to do? Let's go and do the performance setup then. So, I had put in the wrong departure. Well spot, Danny. They're very close. I think it was only one letter difference, wasn't there? Attention to detail. Departing from runway 25. It is dry. Flaps 1. I don't know if Wizz Air use flaps 1, but I am. Anti-ice not required. Packs off. Takeoff weight 68 to CFG 29.6. Grab the live weather. Italy is confusing, Danny. I agree with you because there's I don't think there's many airports in Europe that have transitions, and Simbrief doesn't do the transitions properly for you, so you have to work through those yourself. Have we got any intersection departures here? So we are here. Bravo Delta, Bravo Charlie, Bravo 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 Alpha. Let's see which one we can utilise. Bravo Charlie, Bravo Delta. Okay, yeah, we can take that. That's a little bit shorter than in the taxi, so that works. And that gives us speeds to pop in then of 139. 146. 146. Now, if you thought the departure was interesting and confusing, just wait until I pop the engine out procedure in. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. We're flexing 59. 58, sorry. Flaps 1. Okay, get rid of that. Let's bring in SimSmart. 1005, 1005, 1005. That's interesting. What's the altitude? Elevation is 5. Yeah, so 1005 is correct. So we'll update all of these. 1005, 1005, 1005 for the engine out. That's done. Right, so yeah, just look at this for a engine out procedure. So it is standard, but 1600 feet. Right turn to the OST VOR radial 289, and then 19 miles from there, enter a hold. Just so it's easier, I think, just to show this, because if we go to runway 25, the approach, yeah, there you go. So we want to, we're going to have to create all this, which is an absolute pain. So what we're going to do first of all is go to secondary flight plan, copy the active flight plan, and let's create a waypoint that is 50 miles out on the runway heading. So the runway heading is 247. So LIRF 247.
Passengers are on board and we're finished setting up.
15 miles.
So now close.
Thanks a lot.
And then we're going to put a, let's put a an E hold in. I'm hoping this isn't the name of a waypoint, because we're going to have to create this waypoint here. If I pop this one here, yep, good, it's not a name. I didn't want it to be a name, so we're going to place this waypoint and we're going to base it off 19 miles out on a 289 radial from OST. So the place is OST. The radial is 289 and it's 19 miles out. So we'll store that, go back to our secondary flight plan. Then after that we're going to turn right to that holding point, E hold. So engine out hold. That's where we're going to enter the hold. And the inbound course is 109 and right turns. Good. Before I go any further, let's check that looks something like I want it to. So yeah, straight out, and then we're holding 90 miles out. Perfect, that works. Now let's just bring the aircraft back in if we have lost an engine. So we'll be coming back in. LIRF. And I would imagine we want the closest runway available to us then. So that is going to be runway 16 right. We'll go 16 Zulu right. There we are. No start, no veer, and that should then, yep, there we go, set up for an approach back in. Yeah, so strange that you get engine out procedures like this where you've got to create waypoints, because the hold is based at just a random place in space. It's not based on a waypoint itself. It's just based 90 miles away from the airport on a radial of 289. So, you know, something a little bit different, but at least we've seen it done now. Okay, that's good. Secondary flight plan's done. Passengers are all on. I just need to load the Fenix aircraft up with all the fuel and the payload of the passengers that we've got for today's flight. So we're taking 9.5 tons of fuel. Can everyone hear my first officer barking away? I think it's because the cabin crew has just arrived back home. Right, there we go. That's done. Doors are closed, as we can see on the upper E count. Hey Fraser, hope you're doing well. All right, good. So let's do the brief then. Let's get out of here. So as always, we'll start with our weather brief. So the weather here in Rome is nice. We've got pretty much unlimited visibility, 10 kilometers or more. Clouds 3,500 feet. Winds 260 at 11. So pretty much a headwind as we're heading out today. So that's good for the departure. Dry runway conditions, not raining or anything like that. Weather en route is fine. Might just be a little bit bumpy and icy as we're coming into Gothenburg on the descent, but we'll worry about that later. And then the arrival into Gothenburg, we've got a low cloud base, but it's still Cat 1. Visibility once we drop below that cloud base is absolutely fine, and the winds aren't bad either, so should be a nice, happy flight with regards to weather. Aircraft type is A320. Tech log is fine with the exception of the weather radar. That's not working as per usual. No NOTAMs that affect our departure today. Threats to be aware of. Bit of unfamiliarity, I suppose, with Rome. It's not one I do very often, and there's lots of taxiways to get messed up and lost at, so we'll just be very careful with where they're going. It's also not a very long taxi either, given that we're taking the intersection departure, so just need to be on the ball with what we're doing, and then we can get out nice and quickly. With regards to terrain and that around the airport, we're flying and departing off in the right direction. I think there might be a bit. Is there terrain at the other side? There's terrain just, yeah, so there you can see there's a bit of terrain sort of 20 miles to the north, 20 miles to the east, but that shouldn't affect us today. Right, that's the want part of the brief done. And just before we go any further, Fraser 1850, mate, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Gifting 5 EasyJet Sim Pilot channel memberships to kick off the stream this Friday afternoon. So welcome to Felix, Alan, Ben, Justin, and Fly Guy as well. Fraser, thank you so much for your support of the channel. That is awesome. I hope you're going to be with us for the afternoon, Fraser. And yeah, it'd be good to chat to you this afternoon once we're on the cruise. Okay, so that's done. That's all good. That's the want brief done. Let's talk about what we're going to do. So I'll just start with the taxi. Then we're at 322, so we're going to push back and face. We're going to be facing northwest. That's on Golf. We'll take Golf. We'll then go on to November Golf, and then from there we'll cross taxiway Delta. We'll go on to Bravo, and then we're going to hold at Bravo Delta. It is Bravo Delta, yeah. Hold at Bravo Delta. That's the intersection departure on runway 225. Short taxi, not much time, so no point in a single engine taxi. We'll get both engines started as we go. Have a look at the departure then. So the departure is straight out, and we have a max speed of 200 knots on the departure. So with that, let's just pre-select the speeds that we've got. So hang on, we've got clean speed is 222. That's too fast. So we're going to be flying at S speed for the initial part of the departure. So that's 196. We'll pre-select 196. So that's done. So yeah, on departure, it's straight out and then a right-hand turn, noise abatement 2, initial climbs, flight level 110, first turn to the right, transition altitude 6,000 feet. Until we pass RF 706, we'll fly at flaps 1 until, and then once we're past that, we'll clean up and accelerate away. I don't think there's really anything else to that departure. All of that is pretty normal then. Yeah, up to flight level 110. Good. The engine out procedure then. So part of the emergency breeze after we've seen standard engine out procedure. So if we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue to get the aircraft into the air. We'll rotate standard technique of 12.5 degrees pitch, and then we'll follow SRS. Use the rudder to counteract any roll. Once we've trimmed that rudder out, we can get the autopilot on. I will pull the heading bug as well, because we do not want to continue on this SID, sorry, if we've lost an engine. We just want to go straight out, and the autopilot, we can activate the secondary flight plan, and that will fly us nicely along. Once we've secured the engine 1,600 feet, make a right turn, enter that hold at that random point 19 miles off the coast of the airport. Alright, I think that is everything done. Let's start and get the APU set up. The final load sheets come through, so we'll just have a quick butchers at that and see what that's like and how that compares. So our takeoff weight is 68.1. That's 100 kilograms less. That's fine. And takeoff weight CFG is 28.8. That's within limits. So a few LMCs, but none that affect performance. Wonderful. Right, let's get the APU started and clean up the overhead.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I'd like to welcome you on board this Airbus A320 aircraft. Our flight time today should be as scheduled, and we're not anticipating any delays or any bad weather, so we should have a nice, pleasant, and safe flight for you. In the next few minutes or so, we'd like you to get yourselves seated, sat down safely with your seatbelts fastened, and make sure the aisles are kept clear so that our cabin crew will have seating other fellow passengers. The ground crew are nearly finishing loading everything into the aircraft, so we look forward to a safe and pleasant flight with you today, and we thank you for choosing to fly with the EasyJet Sim Pilot. Thank you.
Love the interior of the cabin as well. All orange. Right, so the GPU is starting, flaps open. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 9.5 tons. That's all balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is. We've got 3.5 green in the bar FQ&H is 1007 set and cross-checked. Okay, ground crew. They can come into position. Fireflame, want to have a quick look at the livery? Yeah, can do that for you. There we are. With a nice Scandinavian Airlines next to us. Right, just need to check that we're on Unicom as well, actually. So I'll tune that 122.8. APU is up and running, so the ground crew can now remove chocks and cones and things. Oh, roam grounds come online. Oh, come on. Ah, right, okay. Maybe I should just tell them what I plan to do.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to wait now. ATC have come in. And roam ground, good afternoon, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, stand 322 Type A320, requesting alpha clearances filed, and we have got QNH 1007.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
We're also on the wrong frequency, it's 121.9. Roam ground, good afternoon, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, stand 322, Type A320, requesting IFR clearances filed, and we have information alpha.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, assume ground, hello, cleared to destination via Solziv 5 Alpha departure, Sovan 7 Alpha transition runway 25, initially 4000, soft code 5503.
Cleared via runway 25, Sovan 5 Alpha departure, 7 Alpha transition, initial climb 4000 and squawk 5503, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, everything correct, please confirm Sovan 7 Alpha transition.
And the Sovan 7 Alpha transition for Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, read back correct when ready, push and start approved, facing west, QNH 1007, report when ready for taxi, please.
Push and start approved, facing west for Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Okay, let's get the beacon light on.
Ground, good afternoon. Scandinavian 19 Tango, stand 321.
Accuracy is good.
800 question alpha.
And the before start checklist. So parking brake is on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed, EFB in flight mode, doors are closed and armed, and the beacon light is on.
Sovan 7 Alpha transition, runway 25, initially 4000 feet, so code 5504.
Clear to Gothenberg, runway 24, Solziv 5 Alpha, departure, Solziv 7 Alpha transition, initial climb 4000, squawk 5504 for Scandinavian 19 Tango.
Scandinavian 1 Tango, read back correct. When ready, contact me for pushback. Startup is approved. QNH 1007.
Roger, we're ready for pushback clearance when you're able. Scandinavian 19 Tango.
19 Tango, just confirm, are you already ready for pushback? Interrogative.
Yep, we're ready for pushback. Scandinavian 19 Tango.
Parking brakes.
Great.
Parking brakes released.
1 Tango, pushback approved, facing west on QNH 1007.
Pushback through, face west, QNH 1007.
Nose steering disconnected, start timer, engine motor selected to ignition, and starting engine 1.
1 Delta Golf, assume ground.
That was a 1 Delta Golf.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, push and start is approved when ready. pay attention to the other traffic on your left. He will push at your same time.
Oh, there he goes. And Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf is pushing back now. We have the other traffic. Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf.
Perfect, thank you. Break. Scandinavian 1 Tango.
Awesome.
Attention to the other traffic with the colors on your right side.
Roger, we have the traffic. Scandinavian 1 Tango.
Ladies, gentlemen and channel members, on behalf of the crew I ask that you now please direct your attention to the monitors and cabin crew as we review the emergency procedures. There are 6 emergency exits on this A320 Neo. Please take a minute to locate the one closest to you and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set. Engine 1 stable, starting engine 2.
Start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Down above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this and pull the strap to tighten it.
Typical Boeing pilot in front of me.
Ensure you put your own mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave all your carry-on luggage and items behind. Light rafts are located beneath the seat.
I can smell your exhaust fumes. Stop.
We now ask that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. Whilst we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety
Jordan on the channel.
safety car.
That Scandinavian 737 looks stunning. Be quiet, Jordan. It's a Boeing. We've got Rome approach also on line
No
1255.
truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Remember and take advantage of the extra perks to make
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoy your flight.
So ATC did interrupt us. I should have just said flight plan just confirming that we've got the 5 Alpha departure in the 7 Alpha transition. Radnav VOR OST on the field is tuned. 340 is fine. And just going through the speeds. 139, 146, 146, and 122 is clean. Flexing 58 flaps 1. Looking to land with 2.6 tons fuel on board. That'll probably increase, to be honest. The second flight plan is the engine out procedure. Right, engine 2 is happy, ground crew's happy, so engine mode selector back to normal. They can come off, pop one of those on. APU master can come off, and so we'll arm the spoiler, 0 the rudder, flaps 1, set the trim, which I didn't write down because I'm an idiot. It was within limits, but what was it? 28.8. Can't see the arrows, the sun's shining on it. Okay, and the out to start checklist. So anti-ice is off, ECAM status is checked, we've just got the pack 2 in up. Pitch trim is 28.8 and rudder is neutral. Okay, well, Scandinavian's in our way, so we'll do a flight control check whilst we are waiting. So full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and rudder full right, rudder full left.
Scandinavian
Neutral.
19 Tango, you can taxi holding point Bravo, runway 25 via Golf, November, and Bravo, QNH 007.
Oh, tower's
Is
coming
it
on.
possible to take Bravo Delta, Scandinavian 19 Tango?
19 Tango, Roger sir, no problem. You can taxi to holding point Bravo Delta, runway 25 via November, Golf, QNH 007.
Taxi 225 Bravo Delta by November and Golf, Scandinavian 19 Tango.
Ground Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf is ready for taxi, and we can depart via Bravo Delta.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, you can take the same taxi route via Golf, November Golf, and November QNH 007 to Bravo Delta 5.
Golf November Golf and hold at Bravo Delta for runway 25 Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Okay, I'm not moving yet, so I'll leave the tax lights off for the moment, but we'll get the max auto brake on, radars on, and TO config. That's done. So quick ped check, was that still? So, oh, where's he gone?
Scandinavian 19 Tango, please report passing November, please.
I think he's just passed. I don't know about passing.
Apologies, we're going to have to disconnect a second. Our simmers froze Scandinavian 19 Tango.
That's unlucky.
19 Tango, no worries, sir.
And where's our 1 Delta Golf? We've obviously lost contact with the Scandinavian. Are we free to taxi?
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, yes, you can taxi to holding point Bravo Delta via Golf, November Golf, November, QNH 07.
Clear taxi, Golf, November, and hold Bravo Delta. Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Right, let's go. Quick before he reconnects. Right, so quick pets check then. LMC's nothing affected us. Performance data is still valid. We've got dry figures for Bravo Delta runway 25. Flex departure today. Engine out procedure is standard, straight out once secured 1600 feet and above. Right hand turn to the holding point 19 miles from the VOR. And the departure is Southern 5 Alpha straight out, and then we've got a right turn flying at S speed, but due to the speed restriction, we'll continue to tidy up after that. Noise abatement 2, and the initial climb is 4,000 feet. I haven't been to Rome for so long, and I think it looks gorgeous. Most of them do, though, don't they? The pay-where airports, and you just forget how amazing they look. Anyway, let's do the taxi checklist whilst we're moving. So, flight controls have been checked. We'll just get rid of that and get rid of that. Yeah, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA's climb nav blue 152 4000 blue. Radar predicted wind shear is on. ECAM memo, we've got takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed and disconnected.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff, please.
So cross Delta here, and then cross Bravo and hold at Bravo Delta. So you've got Bravo Delta here on the left.
Please contact Human Tower frequency 118.7. Thank you for saying ciao.
118.7, thank you for the ATC. Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Bye bye. Tower Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf approaching Bravo Delta.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, assume ciao, QNH 1007, runway 25, clear to take off, wind 28016 knots.
Clear takeoff runway 25, QNH 1007, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. And just before we move, 125.5 is the departure frequency, so I'm going to get that in because it's going to be a busy departure otherwise. So there we are. Right, so approach path is clear, lights are on, TCAS and PAX. TCAS on, PAX off. Let's fly to Gothenburg. Sean Duff, good afternoon, sir. Good time. Willie, I've not seen you pop into the chat. Willie, sir, how are you? See, this is why I love daytime streams. Willie can make them. Lovely. Right, all looks good. Let's go. Line of checklist, camera secure, take off runway via Bravo Delta, runway 25, TCAS, T8RA, PAX 1, 2 are off. So set 50% M1. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust, man flex, SRS and runway. I can't remember the last time I flew daylight in the sim. This is amazing. God bless Friday afternoons. Checked. A little bit windy on this takeoff roll actually. A bit of rudder needed to try and maintain that centre line. V1. Rotate. Nav. Yeah, that'll be gusty. Ah, you can see why now the wind's kicked in. Speed is not going the direction I want it to.
120, Roma 125.5, bye.
125.5 was 1 Delta Golf. Thanks for the service. Bye bye. So we'll lower the nose because the wind, the speed trend was down. That's not what you want to see on departure. Thrust climb, climb. All right, autopilot 1 engaged. We're going to accelerate up to S speed, and we'll contact departure. Rome departure Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, passing 1,600 on the Suvan 5 Alpha.
Ciao, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, Roma identified, 2,100 feet, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf.
Beeline 3 Whiskey Delta, descend 6,000 feet on QNH 1007.
Open climb 240 blue.
Beeline 3 Whiskey Delta.
Oh, then isn't the overlay working? One sec. Let me give it a kick, if I can. Hang on, get those on. Or at least one of them. Oh, and the barrow ref. Because they're not linked. I need to sort that. I'm just about to go through a thin layer of cloud as well, so just get the anti-ice on.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, free speed, fly direct Sovan.
Free speed, direct Sovan, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Right, it's pushed for managed. Did that work? Yeah, push for managed speed, and we're now direct Sovan. Okay, pass S speed as we're accelerating away, flap 0. Spoilers disarmed. Just giving the overlay a kick, so hopefully guys that's now working properly for you. Not too many clouds around today either, so gorgeous departure. Willie, I'm using Streamlabs for my streaming at the moment. Leocar007 on Twitch. Hi mate, we are flying to Orbx's new Gothenberg scenery. So looking forward to checking that out. Right, so after takeoff flows, we've got spoilers, flaps, gear is up, and get the lights off. Don't need those anymore. Go to the performance page, we'll zero the cost index. Willie, see, that's the thing that I just not contemplated. Obviously, with OBS being able to use all the Streamlab elements that I've got set up, I'm just too lazy to want to transfer things across.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
Right, just checking we've got what ATC we've got coming up. I don't know if Eurocontrol East will reach us. I think we're perhaps a bit too central for that. Willie, thanks for that offer, mate. I think, yeah. What's the phrase that I have several phrases in life that I stick to. One of them is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think until something starts to go really wrong. Occasionally Streamlabs does have an issue, doesn't it? We've seen that on stream, which is a bit of a pain. But if it continues to work, then we're good. Football Moments, hi mate, how are you? Good to see you on the chat today. Hope you're not driving your mother crazy. Captain Q, can I explain why we had to turn on anti-ice? Yeah, so there's a range where icing can accumulate in the wind, in the air, a temperature range. So it's between plus 10 TAT and minus 40 SAT. If you're within that temperature range,
Whiskey Delta, descent 3,500 feet. Fly Romeo Foxtrot 481, then Odula.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your
Down to 3,500. 3,500. And again, next waypoint.
Fly Romeo Foxtrot.
sorry, I thought for a moment he called our call sign out.
Then Odula.
Romeo Foxtrot 481 and then Odula 3 Whiskey Delta.
Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason I thought that was our call sign. When I'm not flying EasyJet, suddenly I'm listening to every other call sign a little bit more. Yeah, and if you're flying through visible moisture, in other words clouds, and you're in that temperature range, then that's also when you need the anti-ice on. Don't need it now because we're not in the clouds. Right. Well, I think the passenger seatbelt signs can come off. Wizz Air.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
It's very purple, that, isn't it? Fraser says the overlays ETA is pretty unstable. Why? What's it giving us? Oh my word! Looks like something from Back to the Future. Hang on, what's going on? Let me see if I can. See, FlyLife Studios does this. It's that FlyLife Studios isn't always very reliable. Let me see if I can sort this out. Right. That looks a little bit better, I think, doesn't it? Briggy, isn't the JFK releasing today? I believe it is, yeah. If I had got the time, if I got nothing else to do today, I would have contemplated a transatlantic stream.
Clear ILS 34 right, call established.
Via Adula, clear on the approach, ILS 34 right, 3 Whiskey Delta.
Captain, I should switch to Sim Toolkit Pro. Yeah, I think I like software that is just very, very light on resources. Just when you're streaming and you're running something like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's all been done on one PC, I think the lighter programs are better for stability. It's the same reason that I don't use Volanta. Right, anyway, we're past 10,000 feet, haven't we? So airport's on the EFIST. Clear out that RadNav page. Progress page 340, yeah, that's fine. We'll just put ESG in there. Oh, hang on, no, that's Stansted. Try it the other way around. 03. Let's fill that out. Cost index is zeroed. 3.4 ton. See, that looks a lot better now, doesn't it? And secondary flight plan will copy the active. Done.
Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf, no further ATC available. Switch Unicom 122.8. See you next time.
122.8, thank you for the ATC. Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf. Bye bye. Willie says that's a no from him on the Toolkit Pro. Why, Willie? I don't know the software, so I can't say either way. But have you had a bad experience with that? Lemon Wolf, you couldn't flying in my favourite aircraft, the CRJ. Still buried in someone's garden. In Portugal, I think. Right, well, with no more ATC, let's continue our climb then. Flight level 340. So, clear open climb 340 blue. Up we go. The beautiful Italian countryside down there. Delta Fox, bonjour from France. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us this Friday afternoon. Hope you're having a good end to your week. Dr. Magic is here as well. Elliot Woodford, hi mate. Good to see you guys both coming on board. Both channel members. Thank you guys as always. Good to see you. So Willie says same reason as me, you only use what you need during the stream to try and keep the systems lean. Yeah, that's exactly it. Too many bad experiences of trying to run too many things at once. So yeah. Fireflame, I have no idea. So let's see what time we plan to get in. 14:26. Really? That can't be right. Are we not on live time? What's going on here? That's a bit strange. That's not live time. That's live time. Oh, that was weird. How strange. It has its little moments, doesn't it? Captain HW, when am I? I don't know when I am. Clearly not on the not on the correct time. That's all sorted though now. Maybe that's why Fly Live Studios was being a bit buggy with the time. I don't know. So 15:42. I need to leave the house 8 minutes after that. Maybe we'll contact Ops and ask for cost index of 50. Fireflame, I can see you giving the mods a little bit of a tough time this afternoon, so yeah, if we just give you a final warning, my mods will take it from there. Captain H will go with 0.82. I'm gonna push it right under the red line. The mod says just refresh the lifetime. Yes, what we had to do. It seemed to work then, didn't it? Sean, that's the thing that confuses me, is the times the clocks have now gone full. Yeah, I know, it's so easy. I think we have an easy time, don't we, in the UK, when we're on the same as UTC. We don't even have to think about it. Now we have to think about it just a little bit. So we're coming up on 30,000 feet, 4,000 feet to go, then we'll be at cruise. Elliot Woodford, I don't think you can have a mob's rule. That's what the beauty of the mods are for. Andrew Curry says, the dispatch paperwork said we were taking off next Tuesday but landing last Thursday. You've made a time machine out of an Airbus. If they can do it out of a DeLorean. Dr. Magic, you've got a fair amount of points starting to accumulate there. That's a lot of champagne bottles. That's almost getting up to failure territory. Actually, that's one thing I do want to just change on here. Not the failures, but because I'm flying a different livery, I forget that some things are no longer synced. Thomas, do I also fly the A310? We have done when it first came out. I'd love to do a proper A310 flight, you know, a good 5-6 hour flight, maybe transatlantic, something like that. I just don't have the time to do it. Let's just link those. There we are. Navin go around. Yeah, have that on as well. Not that I want to go around. The acceleration height was set to 1500. That's why. That should be set to 1000. That's why it didn't match up with what SimSmart had. So Legend Dark Fury was flying with us today, and then his PC went bang. What happened, mate? Is it fixable? Presumably, if anyone can fix it, you can. I mean, you're my MOC. You're my mechanic on call. I'm sure you can fix your own thing. Legend Dark, you're still waiting to mug an aircraft model. Yeah, my problem is this isn't. It's not really a line we could go down in terms of merchandise and things, because it would just be EasyJet merchandise, which I'm pretty certain if I started sort of like creating and selling that, I would be in some kind of legal trouble with the real airline. So, kind of scuppered that plan there. We'd just have to change the name of the channel to ESJP or something like that. Ryan E, you've not you know, I've not got there yet. When I said the new Gothenberg is worth getting, well, of course, if you had the old Gothenberg, it's just an upgrade, I believe. So I've not seen it yet myself, apart from the pictures. So we'll see what it looks like when we get there. Dr. Magic, you think you've been banned from gambling? There's no limit that I'm aware of. Elliot could make your own ESJP branding. Potentially. What we could do is things we could do with things like mugs and cups and mouse mats and stuff like that, which just have all A320 data laid out. All those key figures that you need to try and remember. Willie, we could just change the name to Easy Pilot. All sorts of wild interpretations could occur there. Yeah, interpretations, connotations, and probably innuendos. Oh, Fraser 1850, that's sad news, mate. It says it's time for you to leave the flight. Great flight, but see you all next time. Fly safe. Fraser, thank you so much for being here, and of course for your EasyJet SimPilot channel membership donations that you gave a little bit earlier on in the stream. Really appreciate that, Fraser, for your support of the channel. Great stuff. Very generous of you. So thank you, Fraser. See you. Might see you over the weekend if we manage to get on. Oh, so what have you done then, Dark? What has happened to your PC? Whilst we're doing that, we should be at cruise now. Yep, there we are. Just in time to reach it. Mac, I'll start. And do you know what? I am going to push the limit because we need to get in. So we're going to Mach point 8. Alt cruise. And put the cost index back to 4. That makes very little difference, to be honest, because we're now in selected speed. So we'll keep an eye on this, and then we'll also keep an eye on the fuel burn and things like that. And we'll do a fuel check as well. Right. So that's it. We're at our top of climb.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Cockpit, once again, just let you know we've reached our cruise level for the flight today. The cabin crew will be making their way around, serving drinks, hot coffee, teas, etc. So if you need any answers here or items, we invite you to sit back and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Right, let's just do a little bit of maths. Yep. Okay, yeah, that equals 9.5 tons, more or less. So that's good. We're not leaking fuel over Italy. Sonny Stanny, tell you about the cost index. Oh, where do you want us to start? There's the simple versions, then there's the complicated versions. So, cost index is variable, and each airline has their own cost index, and it all depends on where and how you want to save money, what you want to spend more money on. So, the way that's probably the easiest to explain is, on the surface it looks like cost index just controls how fast you're going to fly, which in some senses that is exactly what it does, but it also controls how fast you climb, or how shallow is your climb, or how steep is your descent, or how shallow is your descent, and all of these things come together to try and give the airline the best sort of cost ratio possible. So if you are in a place in the world where fuel is relatively cheap, I know fuel's not cheap, but if you're in a place in the world where fuel is relatively cheap but maintenance is really quite expensive, like aircraft parts and the maintenance and things like that, then the airline would be better off spending less time in the air, because as we know, flight hours, when you build those up, parts need replacing, looking at, servicing, etc. So if you want to sort of spend less time in the air, you have a higher cost index. Now that burns fuel, so obviously that is burning more fuel than if you had a lower cost index, but there's a trade-off between the two. So if you can get fuel cheaply, you're better off with a higher cost index, because you can get the fuel cheap, so you can fly faster and spend less time in the air. If the reverse is true, and you're in a place in the world where fuel is quite expensive but your maintenance costs are really low, then you're better off spending more time in the air. So you want a much lower cost index so that you travel a little bit slower. The flight time is longer, so your engine parts are working for longer, but you're burning less fuel. So it swings and roundabouts and the way that works. Very complicated stuff that, you know, the people smarter than me sit there and work out what's going to be better for us. Hope that goes some way towards explaining it. Not sure I explained it very well, but if something is unclear, just ask. We've got plenty of time to try and delve into it a little bit further. So most of our flight today is also done over land, isn't it? So we'll get a nice view. We'll see the Alps as well. Jordan says the ETA is coming down pronto now. Well, in that case, what have we got on here? My ETA there has not gone down too much. I will at some point have to go and grab some food. I'm starving. Like a numpty, I started the stream before getting any dinner, and it's now coming up to 2:45 here in the UK, which is well beyond dinner time. Dr. Magic, do airlines tend to have a fixed cost index or work from a range of them? The ones I'm aware of have fixed ones. So EasyJet, before the pandemic, EasyJet used to fly with a cost index of 8 quite regularly. Well, it was 8 or 6. I mean, the difference between those two, who knows? It's hardly anything, surely. But someone's worked it out. So, yeah, 8 or 6 was the norm. So if you actually go back to the very, very start of this stream, this channel, then I used to fly with my cost index was 8. And then as COVID came in and took over, and EasyJet were obviously trying to get out of COVID and build themselves back up, they've dropped it right down to 4. And most operational flight plans that I've seen, real ones, are still using a cost index of 4. So that's what we're doing now. So T-Bag, does the weather also play a factor? No, it doesn't, not at all. Not on the face of it, though. But external factors can affect the cost index used. So let's say we were travelling from, I don't know, Manchester to one of the Greek islands, which is maybe a visual only approach, an approach that you can only do in the daylight. And if the sun sets and you lose the daylight, you're not allowed to land there because of the there's plenty of Greek island airports that don't have, you know, they're all non-precision approaches. They don't have ILSs and stuff like that. So let's say we were flying there and we got a delay. So you got a delay in taking off, and as you're flying along, the pilot starts to realise, you know, actually it's getting dark. We're not going to be able to land at our destination unless we get in before the sun sets. So how could we want to fly faster? So what they can do is they can contact their control, radio the ops and say, look, we need a decision from you guys. We're not going to be able to get in. We don't think we're going to be able to make it to our destination before it gets dark, in which case we will not be able to land. So we're going to have to divert. We're going to have to go somewhere. So we can either look at diverting, and in that case, where do you want us to go? Or we could increase the cost index and fly faster. And that should get us in there in time to our destination before the sun sets, so it will be legal to make the approach in. What do you want us to do? So then the ops crews have to go and do all kinds of crazy sums and say, well, what's going to be the cheapest option? Burning the extra fuel to get into the destination before it goes dark, or diverting somewhere and having the plane out of position, having the crew and all the passengers having to be put in a hotel overnight till we can get them there tomorrow. So the cost index, it can change on the fly, but only under sort of special circumstances, that kind of thing. So Willie's just said the where's it gone? Oh, I've just read it. Well, what did you say? The cost index is a value to instruct the airplane how much thrust to use on and takeoff and climb. Yeah. And there's loads more to it than that. But yeah, on the basis of it, it's. I tell you what, it's just the maths that goes into this is ridiculous. So. Backers, can you mess about with the cost index in the sim and see what happens? Yeah, you can do in the Fenix aircraft. It works. Yeah. Kieran, why would they increase cost index instead of just selecting a speed? Because it also affects your descent. It also affects where the top of descent is. So yeah, it does make a difference. It's not just a difference to the speed. In fact, Airbus specifically say in their documentation, cost index is not about speed. It's about trading off different factors of the flight. And flight deck visit, our VIP member for today's flight is Mr. Legend himself, Dark Fury, as he comes and joins me in the first officer's seat here. So yeah, he's now in charge. We'll just let him in. Yeah, well, I guess, Dark, if your sim's not working, you might as well come and sit in on my sim. In fact, shame you just couldn't join me in real life, mate. You're not that far away. But yeah, oh, thanks, Dark. Well done, mate. Sponsoring today's flight. Right, we've got an aircraft on TCAS. I think he's about 3,000 feet beneath us. Not sure if we can see him. How far away is he? Oh, he's down there somewhere. I can't see any contrails. Oh, we can see the Alps now in the distance coming up, though. Willie, yes, so it does affect the top of descent where it starts, because it affects how shallow a descent you want or how steep a descent you want. Again, at the end of the day, cost index, it's all about money. When isn't it? The two most important things in aviation should be in this order. Safety, number one, and then we all know money is number two. Simon, mate, celebrating 5 months of channel memberships. Thank you so much, Simon, for your first officer level membership for the last 5 months. Really appreciate your support. Says thanks for all the great content, Gav. Learning loads. Simon, you're more than welcome, mate. Appreciate your support. Kevin, am I sure it's a good idea having the Legend? Well, no, we'd probably try and install the PMDG. I fly virtual planes on Twitch. Good morning, good afternoon to you. Hope you are well. Kieran, you probably missed it, but how come I'm now in Selected Mac now? I'll tell you exactly why I've popped it into Selected Mac. It's because I've got to take my lad to cricket at 1600, and I need to get this time down. I need to get in to the airport quickly, otherwise I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So that's why I'm literally pushing boundaries. So we need to do a fuel check, and we'll get some en route weathers as well in a minute. So how far away is the next waypoint? It's at Sumir, so we'll check that. Once we've done that, I'm going to go and get some food. Actually, do you know what? No, I'm not. It's 80 miles away. If you guys don't mind, then I'm just going to go grab a cup of tea from the galley. I'm going to grab some food, so I'm going to be out the cockpit for about 5 minutes. We're on VATSIM, but it'll be alright for 5 minutes. Yeah, so I shall be back in a few minutes, grab some food, and whilst we're doing that, I'll leave you with this beautiful, tranquil view. Alright guys, I shall see you see you very soon. Just gonna, as I say, just make a cup of tea for the nice lengthy cruise, and I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere, and I look forward to chatting with you in a few minutes. Hey guys, right back with you. Willie, just checked your messages. I've got no ATC pings or anything like that. I think we're good. In fact, no, we're good. There's no ATC center on. So, not sure what you were hearing there, my friend. Oh, wow. So, my wife took the kids out to go see some friends this morning, and they went and bought like loads of like food and snacks and goodies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's loads left over. I've got sausage rolls, I've got buns, and don't forget I've always got pork scratchings knocking about. So, well, yeah, mate, I think you were hearing stuff, but you made me abandon my tea and run back into the sim just to double check. But all is well. All is well with the world.
Traffic has been unposted. Line up in voice on 156.
Oh, grocery bills are ridiculous at the moment, aren't they? I think when you look at some things, they've gone up between 25 and 50%, some things that we buy. Football moments, pork scratchings are legendary. Don't tell your mum I told you this, but you can buy a 1 kilogram box of them on Amazon. Shh! Get on a phone and order them. She'll never know. Then stash them in your room. Oh, I shouldn't have told the poor lad that. I'm so dead. I'm going to be in trouble from my wife and his mother. Sean, will we be flying over Innsbruck? I'm not sure. Whoops. Hi, football moments, mummy. Ignore everything I say, mate. I'm just joking. At least she supervises the rubbish you watch on YouTube. Right, so who just asked if we were going to be flying over Innsbruck? I think it's a bit too cloudy actually to see. Let's have a look. No, Innsbruck's further down here, so I don't think we can see it.
The traffic, QV 946 departure on the way to.
Yeah, far too cloudy. Bet Innsbruck with those clouds, that'd be an amazing approach. Willie, how dare you say that? Why bother with pork scratchings? Just put some salt on a piece of cardboard and have it as it is. You don't get that beefy flavour on cardboard, I expect. How are we doing with this time? Oh, it's starting to drop. Good, good. Oh, smooth flying. Good afternoon. Says always nice to see us flying into his home airport of Gothenburg. Yeah, should be great with the newly updated scenery as well. Right, let's do a fuel check. Obviously, need to check this because we've got. Yeah, I pushed the boundaries with the fuel and things, so we'll check that out. Where are we? Let's see. Describing pork scratchings as beefy, I do see the problem, but I didn't want to describe them as piggy. It's just, I don't know, it's just it's a gorgeous taste, gorgeous taste. Oh, hang on, we are flying straight. We're flying straight over Innsbruck. Oh, what am I on about? In fact, hang on, let me switch to an external camera. There you go. There's Innsbruck. There's a lot of snow down there. Is it really snowing that much in Innsbruck this time of year? The ski season's coming to an end now, isn't it? Nice. Doesn't look like there's any aircraft down there. Yeah, I don't know why I've got completely disorientated on the chart. Yeah, sorry, Munich's there, so of course Innsbruck is. Zooming a bit further, we'll see it. There you are, look, straight over the top. And there's the valley that we're just flying over. Oh, First Officer speaking, Dark Fury, this is great. He says, ladies and gentlemen, First Officer speaking, yes or no in the chat, pork scratchings. Are they good or bad? Do you like them? Yes or no? Go on, type in the chat. Let's do one of our unofficially scientific polls. I think they're gorgeous. I do have to mute the microphone though as I'm eating them because you don't want to listen to that chomping down. Football moments, the first lad to say yes. Beluga on PC. Hey Beluga, good to see you, mate. Yeah, Wizz Air Sim Pilot. Yeah, so we're checking out the newly released Gothenburg update today from Orbx, and in order to fly a real world route, this was the choice. I got time to decent length flight today, so this is a real world flight from Rome up to Gothenburg. Liana says that you've never had pork scratchings. No, never. Simon's a yes. The Bardiox is a yes. Dark Fury's a no. Willie's a barf. Gary, yes. Ace Airstream, yes. Gabonagi, yes. You know what? I think my First Officer today and Willie are just you're outnumbered, guys. Dennis, Canadian here. What are pork scratchings? Pork rind. Pork rind is probably what you'd know them as, isn't it? I think that's the American ism of them. Right, I need to do this fuel check. I need to get some en route weathers. You know, if something goes bang, I don't know where we're going. I mean, Munich's would be my go-to place at the moment. Right, let me just see if I can work out what fuel we've got. How much extra fuel did we take? So we loaded up and we took 9.5 tons of fuel, which was about 300 kilograms more than we needed. Include the contingency, which is about another 300 kilograms, so we've got about 0.6 tons extra. So we're now flying towards Kugal. Let's fly in Kugal, wherever that is. North of Innsbruck, presumably. That says 5.5, so we should have 6.1 tons of fuel on board. Is that right? 5.5 tons, Kugal, 6.1. Yeah, so 5.5 plus 0.6, 6.1. That's what we should have. And if we just have a quick look, oh, we've actually got 6.5 tons. Because we had the direct, and we, yeah. So actually, fuel is spot on. Even though we're burning extra fuel, it doesn't matter. Now we're cloud surfing a little bit, but because the temperature is below -40, we don't need the anti-ice if we start to get in there. Sean says Munich approaches online. I expect a ping from them soon. No, so you won't, Sean. Because they are Munich approach, they're not a centre. So they would only ping us if we were flying into Munich. So if the centre was online, yes, we'd get a ping, but they're not. So they will just leave us alone. We're flying high over their airspace. So I think the approach works up to around about flight level 240. Obviously we're at 340 today, so we're well beyond their remit. In fact, you know what I do want to do? As we are in Wizz Air, we're not in our beautiful orange colours that we're normally in. So I'm just going to go, and we're going to just have a little walk through the cabin and see. Yeah, so this is the Wizz Air cabin then. I like my EasyJet cabin better. I love how the engine sound changes as you walk down. Hear that buzz coming in now? Very nice. Sean says you still got a bit to learn with the VATSIM. Do you know, the way they put it in VPilot is actually quite good. Let me just bring this on screen, you can see it. Yeah, so it works with the top-down approach. So obviously the centres, then there's the approaches and the towers, and you work your way up. So if you're on the ground, you start, obviously you've got your ATIS, then clearance delivery, ground. If they're not online, then you go to them. If they're not online, you go to the ground, and then you go to the tower. If the tower's not online, you jump up to the approach. If the approach isn't online, you jump up to the centre, but the centre's not controlling us. So again, the centre only oversee things that are at a higher level. Until it is that they're controlling a place where there's no one beneath them, then they would also control the arrivals into that airport as well. Will he show you the toilet? It's Wizz Air, I'm not sure they've got one. Just a hole. Football moments, is it possible to turn the cabin lights on? I think they're on. One sec. Yeah, so they're already on. You'll notice it more at night time. 1 second. Let me just see if I can do this for you. So the lights are currently on. I'm going to turn them off. There you go. Lights off. Put them back on. They have to be off for night time, of course. Beluga says that cabin makes him sick. Oh, right. Well, let's get some en route weathers. I mean, it is Wizz Air. The plane could break at any minute. So we've obviously got Munich, which is behind us. Let's have a look what else we've got on route at the minute. So we've got Stuttgart over to our over to the west of us. To be fair, Munich is probably a good shout if something goes wrong now. Hey Antrak, good to see you. Right, what's Munich got then? So, winds, they're fine. Visibilities, that's fine. There's some showers of rain, scattered clouds, few CVs, recent showers of rain and temporary showers of rain. Okay, so basically rain, but yeah, Munich's okay. I'm getting at Munich if something blows up. Back as you've got the SciTech. Oh, the flight control panel. Does that work with the Fenix? I don't know if it does. Not much hardware works with the Fenix, really, does it? We've got Berlin en route as well. Let's check out Berlin. Probably Hamburg as well. EDD B. And EDDH for Hamburg, isn't it? Send that off. So Berlin, winds are fine, light rain, low clouds, 800 feet. No significant changes. And Hamburg, well, Hamburg looks much better. Well, much drier. Should we actually see what's occurring at Gothenburg at the moment? So Gothenburg, we've got wind 040 at 10, great visibility, clouds 1,400, overcast 5.5, 8 degrees, QNH 1013. Right, so actually, looks like the weather gets better the further north we go. Why isn't my Fenix responding to inputs? I do hate it when this happens. So it's now standard operating procedure for the ones I follow to set the destination airport QNH whilst you are in the cruise. Assuming that we've got that set right. Can't tell when it doesn't update itself, that's better. Well, this cloud has just completely scuppered any nice views that I was hoping to give you today. It's just cloud, 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 so yeah, there you go. There's a view of an engine for you. Brian Crawley, hey Brian, welcome on stream, mate. A first officer now for the last 21 months of channel membership. Brian, that is amazing, thank you so much. It says, keep up the great streams. Thank you for the support, Brian. Really does mean a lot to me, so yeah, very generous of Brian for your length of support during that time. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence our service of hot drinks and alcoholic beverages. Please assist us by ensuring your tray tables are down and that the aisles are kept clear of bags. Our drinks menu can be found in the pocket in front of you. We serve a variety of local and international coffee, tea, beers, wines, and spirits. Please note that alcoholic drinks will not be served to those under 18 years of age. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Sorry, I'm just stuffing my face with a sausage roll. Has anybody noticed the clouds now since the last sim update? What was that? Sim update 12, I think it was. Has anybody noticed now that the whether the clouds appear to sort of pop in and out more or less since the update? Because it was listed on their bug fixes, wasn't it? That it doesn't happen anymore. They've reduced it. Oh, nice. We've got a fellow pilot over there in the distance. This high-level cloud always affects frame rates, and I don't know why. It never used to affect frame rates much in previous versions of Actual Flight Simulator. In fact, the exact opposite was true. If you had high-level cloud, it didn't affect frame rates at all in old versions of Actual Flight Simulator. It's when you had the big cumulonimbus clouds, the big cumulus clouds and stratus, that used to affect things. But in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the latest one, 2020, I don't see the big clouds, the big thunderclouds, affect the weather anywhere near as much as these high-level cirrus clouds, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Julia, Charlie, Mike, wow, mate, that is amazing. Thank you for subscribing with Prime for 6 months. That is awesome, the Prime sub. Thank you for supporting the channel, Julia, Charlie, Mike. Really do appreciate that. It says a failure would be good for entertainment as long as there is nothing to see. Hey, it could happen, you know, it could happen. And I think I may have turned the failure rate up to high as we were flying Wizz Air. So I was prepared for something to go a bit wrong. I've got the QRH sat next to me just in case. Mark, you hope it's a Greg's? Give over, mate. It's an Asda, I think, or a Morrison's, can't remember. Willie, Frankfurt, you hope you never have to land 25 right in real life. It's a trek to the terminal. Is it as bad as Schiphol's 18 right? That's also a trek. So, guys, what you got lined up for? The weekend? How are you going to be spending it? Anything? Any good highlights from you guys this afternoon? What you're going to be doing? Dennis says same with the snow on the ground and mountaintops are constantly popping changes. Yeah, you can see now sort of like tiles of scenery popping in and out, can't you? But I don't think they mentioned anything about that being fixed in the last update. I think it was just purely all about the clouds popping in and out, because that was happening quite a lot recently. Will, you're going to be streaming in the morning? Fantastic. That's about as exciting as it gets for you. Don't tell your other half that, will you? Mark, you're off to Scarborough. Try and play some football. Not sure if that's a highlight, though. Brian, you're setting up your new Hapticate this weekend. Good luck. Sean, you'll be watching football tomorrow. Hopefully going for a bike run. Not a bike ride. Is that where you just hold the bike and run alongside it? Becky's bowling season has started, and you've got a friendly match tomorrow. League starts next week. Good stuff. Nabil Games. Hey, Nabil. Not seen you for a while in the channel, mate. Good to have you here. Julie Charlie Mike, your son has a baseball game this weekend. We're slowly finding now that as our kids are getting older, our weekends are just taken up by children's activities. There's no nice relaxing days out anymore, or even relaxing days at home. Brian, you're getting your COVID jab tomorrow. Wow, is that? I really hope that's not the highlight of your weekend. I hope there is more to come. That's just rubbish weather. Can't even see the top of the descent on the screen yet. So when's that planned? We'll do a brief later on for the approach. So top of descent, we're looking at about 45 minutes, something like that. Beluga says he didn't expect to see that engine. You thought it had fallen off. Even if it does, we can still fly with one engine. Sorry, I am still munching. Nabil says he's usually here, he's just normally sat watching. Fair enough, Nabil. Are you meant to be working? Is that what it is? You're working hard in the background. Willie says, Mrs. Canuck is in the stay the hell away from me mode at the moment, so streaming is a great way to steer clear. Yes, but do not get in trouble for steering clear. It's the catch-22, isn't it? I should have, at this point, probably ask, are there any females watching the chat? It's quite sad that it's quite rare that you get females watching Flight Simulator. It's very male-orientated. We get a couple in occasionally, which is always great fun to see. Kevin says I'm making him hungry talking about food. Time to go and get a nice sandwich. Oh, what are you going to put in it, Kevin? Oh, this is a great topic for discussion. Right, guys, go. Name your favourite sandwich filling. Yeah, nothing like super fancy that you get from a restaurant. Just maybe perhaps something at home. Go on. Now, what is your best sandwich filling? You can type that out while I have another bite of this sausage roll. Yeah, right. Well, that's one sausage roll finished. I have got two. Right, I'm just chuckling to myself as I read read the chat comments. I'm just reading them down, and they're all pretty, well, normal and benign. So yeah. So we've got Kevin with his chicken and mayo, maybe a bit of cheese. Brian bacon, good shout. Barney Ox, leftover roast beef, yeah, why not? Beluga, chicken tomato, cucumber, simple but delicious. Head for Darkness on Twitch, a chicken club sandwich. And I'm thinking, yeah, these are all pretty normal. And then you have the legend, Dark Fury, coming with a black pudding and quail egg sandwich. I'm like, what? I can tell you used to work in a butcher's. Black pudding sandwich. Ugh. I'd rather have a pork scratching sandwich. Sean says ham cheese or chicken stuffing. Oh yes, yes, yes. Not a sponsored offer for the outlet. Other outlets are available. Do you know what I really like? I like salt and vinegar crisp sandwich, not chipsticks. No, no, no. You can't have chipsticks in a sandwich because when you pick it up, they roll out. But just like I will say the brand, yeah, Walker's crisps. You know, anything normal like that. Walker's, McCoy's, just a normal salt and vinegar crisp sandwich. Gorgeous. Dean, some salami and pepperoni sandwich. Oh no. Ugh. Mark, ham and cheese, cheese and onion, crisp, salad, cream, chicken, bacon, mayo. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, football moments would probably be difficult to have a pizza without cheese, mate. That kind of would defeat the object. Bacon sandwich from Greg's, though. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some good one. I think my favourite sandwich is as simple as it comes. Turkey. After Christmas, leftover turkey sandwich. Gorgeous. Dennis says his wife got really mad at him because he made his kid walk home. He made his kids walk home when it was minus 35 degrees. I don't know where you live, Dennis. Are you in the Arctic Circle by any chance? He says then when he told her that he couldn't because he was on finals, her mood got even worse. Oh, I'm not surprised, mate. Willie, yeah, I understand completely. Yeah. I'm not sure hiding would do me any favours though. At that particular time. I've just realised I've got to be careful now what I say about my my beloved, my betrothed, as it sounds like her best mate may be listening. So hey, it's all good from here on in. Dean 91 says cheers to everyone watching all the way from the Philippines. Dean, what time is it there? It must be getting late or very early. Willie, leftover roast beef. Lots, a couple of people saying that. Buttered bread with mustard. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Do you butter or do you not butter? Willie, my wife doesn't normally have a stream spy, although I think today she might do. Beef dripping on bread. Yeah, I'm not so sure either. Captain Kestrel, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Well, that cloud's now just starting to break up a little bit. Not much though. Andrew Curry says, possibly diverse, but I love a fish finger sandwich. Do you know what, Andrew? That is my wife's favourite. She loves fish fingers. You know, it's the simplest, cheapest food that I don't know my cheapest anymore, but it's the simplest food you can get, isn't it? I'll throw it in the oven, but she loves a fish finger sandwich. Always has, as long as I've known her. And I just think, ew. Becky says, as a kid we used to make and eat sugar sandwiches. Oh my god. Do you now have diabetes? Willie says we were in the car and Mrs. Canuck suggested serving me coffee on the street in a flight attendant outfit. Took me 5 minutes to pick his jaw off the floor. Something tells me the stream would go quiet for a while if you if that went on. Please remember to mute your microphone, Willie. Fried egg sandwich? Yeah, not bad shout that, Barney. Metro's butter only on toast for him. I like butter, I'm just too lazy to actually put it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, our cabin crew will be around shortly to commence our hot meal and snacks service. Please ensure that your tray tables are in the downward position. To assist our cabin crew, please keep the aisles free of bags and any other items you may have. The food and snacks menu can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. There is also a children's selection of food and healthy snacks available. Please dispose of any rubbish you may have in the bag provided at the ends of the aisles. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
The legend Dark Fury says J-Hog's favourite is a relish sandwich. Ugh. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hendo's relish, you can't beat it. In a sandwich though, just make the bread go soggy, surely. So while talking about food, we're going to do a lot of food topics over the next like 45 minutes while we're in cruise, I guess. I mean, this is what real pilots do unless something goes wrong. If everything's just absolutely normal and fine, then you'll just sit and talk rubbish for however long the cruise is. But here's a good one. So, whenever we have a noodle dish, doesn't matter what the noodle dish is, so you can have like chicken noodles with veg and or a stir fry, that kind of thing, beef or a pork noodle dish. It doesn't matter what it is. Whenever I have noodles, I literally soak the lot in copious amounts of dark soy sauce. My wife just says it wrecks it. You don't get to taste the flavour of whatever sauce it is you're using. So, what condiments do you guys add to any dish which everybody else just finds wrong and disgusting? The other thing that I do as well is I will have mint sauce on anything. I don't just reserve it for lamb. Mint sauce will go on my mashed potato, it'll go on the carrots, the chicken, gammon, beef. I'm quite happy to have mint sauce on all of that stuff. So just wondering if any of you guys ruin food like I do when you're eating it. Right, nearly finished my second sausage roll. The one that got me there while I was just reading the chat of those replies was Beluga on PC. Toast and ketchup. What? That's got to be the weirdest one on there. Although I don't know if I want to try it. Toast and ketchup. That is ridiculous. Willie, mate, I've just seen you got to run, mate. Have a good afternoon and a good weekend. If I don't catch up with you. And regards to Mrs. Positive Rate. Ramses Rotex says applesauce on applesauce. Okay, fair enough. Julie Charlie Mike says don't do it, but a lot of people in Brazil add ketchup to pizza. Don't they already have enough tomato puree sauce on pizza? I wouldn't want to add any more. Barney Ox, Hendo's Relish, Brian Hendo's, yep. A football moment you like to eat barbecue sauce on its own. Or, you know what you need to do, football moments? You need to come over to ours when we're doing Hunter's Chicken. You would love that. It's just caked in barbecue sauce when I make it. But you don't like cheese, do you? So that would probably kind of scupper that. Baghead says you agree with mint sauce. You love balsamic vinegar on chips and straight onto the chicken meat. Yeah. Dark Fury said, where's it gone? I've just lost it in the chat there. Does having a milkshake with food count? What, is ruining it? No. I'm so bad when it comes to milkshakes. It's difficult to pass a McDonald's without getting a large chocolate milkshake to go. Mike's Adventure says, I love your videos and always play them on his stream when he goes to the toilet. Thanks, Mike. I'm not sure what to do with that information. LR Aviation on Twitch. Hello, mate. Happy Friday afternoon to you. Marlon says, greetings from, I want to say, Dusseldorf. I'm not great with my German airports. Beluga says you can't have anything but butter on toast, then you dip it in ketchup. Oh wow. Oh, so you actually have butter and ketchup. Alright. That's a whole other level. Mike's Adventures, if you need help with something like GSX, then get yourself on our Discord. There's a link in the video description down below, and plenty of people, myself included, are around to help with stuff like that. Oh, Mark Taylor, you're another one then. Yeah, anything with the mint sauce, you can add it to anything. Absolutely. I quite like mint sauce sort of mixed into my mashed potato. And I tell you what, Yorkshire pudding, gravy and mint sauce. Oh, now that is a texture. I love that. Hey, Poco the Cat. I do not use Volanta, I'm afraid, no. And LI Vision, you're now taking your AT30neo, flying it from New York to Frankfurt. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do a transatlantic flight today with Heathrow, not Heathrow, New York being released by Inbuilds, but I just don't have the time, sadly. Mark says a spoonful of mint sauce on top of chili is yummy. I'm not sure I've ever tried that. Hey Ethan, Coruscant, how are you? I've just realised what is that a Star Wars reference? Football moment, school ruined his mashed potato for him. You don't eat it anymore because what they did. What did they do to it? My lad always tells me that school's mashed potato is far better than mine. Oh look, we're in this horrible cloud again now, so that's frustrating. Alright, last little bit of my sausage roll, and then I am going to start flying properly, and we'll get some information needed for for our arrival. As well as my sausage roll, which I am just finishing. I've got a nice little bun here as well. More of a muffin than a bun. Julie talking about the Headwind A330. Yeah, I've not flown it for such a while. I don't know. I woke up this morning thinking I'd really love to do that, but I just didn't have time to do it. And then, of course, we got this updated Gothenberg, which looks, you know, night and day compared to the previous release of it. So looking forward to checking that out as well. Legend Dark Fury, a good Yorkshire pudding wrap with all the Sunday roast trimmings in there. Yeah, I've seen those. I've never been around and lucky enough to have one though, sadly. Okay, let's. Where's my pen gone? Let's get some information for our destination. How far away are we? Oh, we should be there in about 45 minutes, so that's good. Oh, get rid of that. We don't need that. So, have we got any ATIS available? I don't know if there's any air traffic control available still online at Gothenburg. There was when we first started, wasn't there? Let's just have a quick look and see. No, there's not at the moment. All right, well. We'll get some information from the charts to scribble down. I have just seen that the wind's 060 at 8, so that's going to be runway 3 for landing as planned. So we're going to be landing on 03. What star are we on? We're on the Rimsa star, I think, on there. Twitch Nova, thank you for the follow. Hope you are well. Our football moments don't start gambling, mate. It's a bad habit. We're on the Risma for Lima arrival. And Sky Blue Sims, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome on board. We're just starting to plan and brief the arrival. We should be on the ground in about 45 minutes, I think. So what we got? We got a speed constraint there at 708. Nothing else to worry about. Let's just have a look what nav aids we've got on approach. We've got the land VETA VOR, so LAV. We'll get that coded in a moment. Transition altitude on there is 5,000 feet. Platform for the ILS approach is 3,000 feet. MSA is 2.5. Minimums it is Cat 1678. We'll get the latest weather in a moment just to confirm that. I'm also just going to quickly go through the NOTAMs, make sure we've not missed anything there for the arrival. I didn't look at anything for the arrival airport. ILS is Sierra Golf, and it is 022. The track. Airport elevations 478. And missed approach is straight ahead and 3,000. Alright, let's have a look at the NOTAMs, see if there's anything important to worry about. So that's Rome, we don't need to worry about that anymore. God, there's a lot of stuff at Rome. Okay, right, so let's have a look. So we've got taxiway Yankee north of Foxtrot is closed. I don't know this airport, so we better check all this stuff out. So taxiway Yankee north of Foxtrot. Here's Yankee. North right, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That could make a bit of a difference then. So we need to get off at Echo. If we don't get off at Echo, then yeah, if we don't get off at Echo, looks like we're gonna have to we might have to backtrack. So just double check that. I'll just show you this. So taxiway Yankee North Foxtrot is closed. Here's Foxtrot, so that means this bit's closed. Right, so okay, no, we can get off at Foxtrot. We just couldn't get off at Yankee. Alright, that's fine. That's not so bad. Departure runway 21 available via intersection Foxtrot. Oh, that's because this is closed. Yeah, so just show you that. Yeah, so with that being closed, all departure for runway 21 is from here, not Yankee, so that's fine. And that's it, basically. Alright, so there's no NOTAMs to worry about. Lovely. Alright, let's get the latest weather then. The sun is shining now. I wasn't doing that earlier.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence our service of hot drinks and alcoholic beverages. Please assist us by ensuring your tray tables are down and that the aisles are kept clear of bags. Our drinks menu can be found in the pocket in front of you. We serve a variety of local and international coffee, tea, beers, wines, and spirits. Please note that alcoholic drinks will not be served to those under 18 years of age. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Right, so Ooh, that bun was nice. I could go and get another one of those from the galley. Yeah, weather's fine. It's definitely Cat 1. Runway visual range, yeah, 550 meters. No problem. Hey, Biblob. Is the scenery updated on the marketplace? I'm not sure about the marketplace. I know it's in your Orbx app if you use that. Blue Grid is an A321 available for Maxwell Flight Simulator. Didn't Latin VFR bring one of those out? I don't know if it's been updated recently, but I wasn't impressed when they did. In fact, I did a review on it if you want to check that out on the channel. Right, I've got everything... oh, my Google Home was talking to me for some reason. Let's go set up the box then, check all the coding. So, from Risma, let's check this out. Risma 732 712 713 708 200, that's fine. And then 708 is the start of the approach, 10 miles out. Right, so 708 actually, I don't want to be at 200 knots. Let's tell it we'll go with 180. Insert that there. Radnav page, said we're going to put the LAV VOR in. And just for my own situational awareness, is that on the airfield? Yes, it is. So we know where that is. 1146, that's fine. 277 miles to go, that's fine. Cost index 4 is in there. Let's fill out the performance page. So the QNH is 101. Whoops, try again. 1013. Temperature +7. Wind was 0608. Do you know, overnight the heating keeps coming on in our house. It's still dropping that cold. Minimum 678. And how long is the runway? Oh, it's huge. Alright, flaps 3 is going to be fine then for today. .45 meters, that's fine. 45 meters wide, and it's normal 3 degrees, is it? Yep. Right, we're going to do a flaps 3 landing. Can't remember the last time I did flaps full. Flaps 3 is better. Right, that's set up. Looking to land 4 tons of fuel on board. Secondary flight plan. Copy the active. Okay, should we do the brief and get that out of the way? Then we can sit and relax until we get to top of descent, which is now just coming into view about 140 miles away. So what we got? Weather in Gothenburg, we've got light winds, 060 at 8, so a little wind from the right as we're coming into land. The ceiling's only 800 feet, so some clouds all the way down, pretty much exactly as we briefed at the start of the flight actually. It looks to be coming true. We can see all the cloud layer now ahead of us. So yeah, should pop out the clouds and have about 300-400 feet to go before we drop below the minimums. Can expect anti-ice and all that stuff needed as we go. Aircraft is still fully serviceable with the exception of the weather radar, that's fine. No NOTAMs that are due to affect us. The only thing to take note of is that little taxiway closure, so when we do land we are going to have to get off at Foxtrot. We can't roll all the way to the end at Yankee. If for some reason we skip it, we're going to have to turn around and backtrack and manoeuvre ourselves back in that way. But we shouldn't need to do So yeah, that's the only time that's going to affect us. Threats to be aware of at Gothenburg. It's not one I know too well. I'm looking at the terrain and things around it. MSA is quite low. There's no terrain shown on the charts. Highest points there over to the west, 1,500 feet. So really, threat-wise, there's not too much. We've got no ATC up there at the moment, so that's perhaps the biggest threat. But other than that, yeah, it should be a pretty straightforward landing coming in. Nothing really out of the ordinary. So let's go through the box. So on the flight plan page, we've got in the RISMA for Lima. We'll check the coding. That's fine. And that's for an ILS approach runway 03. The way I will fly the approach will be, so if we get to green dot at 713, and that'll just give us time to slow down, get the flaps out. So we'll config 1 at 708, and then 708 we'll get config 2 as we start to go down the glide. So that's the plan for how to configure as we go. Approach type is a normal ILS approach, 3-degree flight path angle, so nothing out of the ordinary there. It's going to be a Cat 1 approach today, so manual landing, not an auto land. Platform altitude 3,000 feet. We've got the minimum speeds of 200 there, but I'm going to be green dot by that point. If green dot, in fact, green dot, we're going to be flaps 1 by this point, I said, so we're going to be probably about 180 knots when we get there. So that's going to be all fine. We're going to use auto brake low for that approach, and then we'll vacate the taxiway as briefed on onto Foxtrot. After Foxtrot, then we'll taxi straight across and then take one of the stands on the terminal, in front of the terminal somewhere. So there we go. That's pretty much it. Don't think we'll have time for a single engine taxiing, to be honest. It's going to be a rush taxiing because I'm going to be pushing it to get out of here for my lads' cricket. So just continuing through the box, we've got the LAV VOR tuned in. We'll turn that on. That's on the airfield. Progress page, that's all set up and done. GPS probably high, that's fine. Performance page, that's all filled out. Just confirming we've got a VAP speed today of 142. And we're doing a config 3 landing today, minimum 678. Looking to land with 4 tons, which gives us a landing weight of around 63 tons, which is obviously below the max landing weight, so that's fine. The second flight plan, we've just copied that, so it's the same as the active. The go around, if we need it, is very straightforward. It is just straight out, continuing to climb 3,000 feet, then we'll vector ourselves back in for another approach. Although I need to get in first time because I wouldn't have time to do that. Dennis, you can taxi at 30 knots with the A320. You can in a straight line, that's right. So I think that's it. Dark, has controls come online now? Oh, I see what you mean. Now I've done the briefing, you have control. Yeah, thanks, mate. I've done the briefing. In fact, now I've done the briefing, I should just be able to hand over control to you and say, there you go, I've told you what to do, now you fly it. It was a toss-up today between where I would fly from and to, so Wizz Air was a good choice for today's flight, I think, because they do fly to Gothenburg. But I didn't know whether to go from Rome or to go from Warsaw. I've just seen Warsaw, I've got ATC online, so that might have worked. Sean, it would be good to have shared cockpit in the Fenix. It doesn't work, does it? I mean, I've never tried it. To be fair, I've not even tried shared cockpit in what do you call it? In the fly-by-wire. Oh, Would you all think terribly of me if I told you that yesterday I spent 3 hours in a 737 simulator? I was down at the local Fly Me flight school, which is local to me. I'm only about 5 minutes away from that, and I keep going down. We're looking to plan in, hopefully in the future, do some full cockpit live streams from there. I need to get my 737 skills up to scratch. I know, Dark, I have a go at you for Boeing, yeah. Oh, Beluga, you're going the right way if you're in a 737. Yeah, I'm just sat there monitoring the general flight stuff. I ain't touching things. Dark, for shared cockpit, you both need the same scenery. That is true. And Dan Nick says he's got a 2-hour 737 sim session booked as a present for his birthday. Really looking forward to it. Dan, you will love that. Poke of the Cat, why aren't we flying EasyJet? Just because the airport that we're checking out today, the new scenery, EasyJet don't fly to, so to keep things realistic, we're doing a real world flight. Yeah, Harry, I say we're doing a real world flight. Not too real world, as we're flying Wizz Air in a CFM. We don't have the IAE engines yet, do we, from the Fenix? Hopefully it won't be too long. Dark Fury, you've got your sim loading now, so you're putting your hammer away. Just go and fly circuits around Gothenberg. Fireflame, how long is the flight from takeoff to touchdown? Good question. The estimated en route flight time today was... Hang on. I'll give you in a second. 2 hours and 23 minutes. In full. We have knocked quite a bit. We've knocked about 10-12 minutes off our estimated en route time though, by flying at Mach 80 all the way. Top of descent 80 miles, then things start to get interesting. Sean, do we know if the IA engines will come out with the Fenix version 2? I'm not sure about that. Tell you what I've not seen for a few nights, and I'm talking in real life at the minute. I don't know what phase of the moon we're currently in, but every time I walk my dog at night, which I normally take him out quite late, sometimes it can be as late as like 11 o'clock as it was last night, and I take him off into the field, it's just been pitch black. There's not been a hint of a moon or anything, which I don't really like. Matt Arcade, good afternoon, happy Friday to you on Twitch, says, good evening. Well, after your advice, I did my second VATSIM flight yesterday, and this time I used text only to avoid disruption to others. What a total difference. I managed to complete a full flight, and apart from a missed approach, which I need to practice more, ATC understood his phraseology, so it shows that you kind of do know it, but speaking it, you had to practice on if ATC gives a chance as a newbie flyer. And you use the Fenix as well. Matt, okay, that sounds like a successful go. Now, I personally could not use text. I couldn't type and fly at the same time. It would do my head in. But I do see the benefits of getting instructions from ATC via text. So yeah, that's probably a good way to learn. Yeah. Beluga on PC, you're racing a real world flight. Excellent. Aviation travel, does anyone know if the Light VFI A320ceo would be worth it? Since you're on the Xbox, you don't have access to the Fenix or fly-by-wire. It's the only aircraft CEO currently available on Xbox. I don't know what benefits that currently has over the default version of the default A320. I really don't. I don't know if anybody else in the chat does. Papa Charlie, good afternoon. Happy weekend to you. Scott Williams, yeah, so as Dark Fridge just said, I do have a video on my on my sim settings available for you to watch on the channel. Ace Airstream says it's waning gibbous, he thinks. More visible before dawn at present. Well, that's the other thing as well. I think that the moon's just not in the right place, let alone the right phase. So, yeah. Blue Grand PC with the Light VFR, does the fly-by-wire mod change the physics? I'm not entirely sure. Won't be long till we're heading down there now. It's been a great stream. It seems to have got, you know, you guys make time just pass so quickly. Especially, and you also make me really hungry when we sit here talking about food. I am looking forward to checking out this airport though when we get there. Simon says, gotta go now. Thanks for the entertaining stream this afternoon. Have a great weekend. Catch the landing later. Simon, thanks for being here. Look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Sean Duff says, don't think the fly-by-wire mod changes the flight physics. No, I do remember when it first came out, the flight physics were awful. I couldn't land the damn thing. I pretty much had to put nose down just to get it to hit the runway. You'd need like a 6-mile runway, and eventually it just might, if you were lucky, drop. You'd cut thrust and it had infinite energy. Didn't want to go down. Marty Van Dam, happy Friday, sir. Hope you're well. Ace Airstream says, remember Easter falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. So full moon was last week. Ace, I knew Easter had something to do with the moon phases, but I've got far too much going off in my life to remember all of that. That's one of the things that as a kid really used to frustrate me. Like, well, if this is the date that our Saviour... I don't want to do religion on the channel, but if this is the date that Christ the Redeemer died, why does it move based on the phase of the moon? I mean, come on, at least Christmas is on the same date every year. Maybe it's because the Easter Bunny only works Sundays. Marty Van Dam says, I'm doing fantastic. Finally got his back fixed, so no more pain. Yay, Marty, that sounds great. I bet that's a huge relief. I'm lucky in that way. I say, I'm still what I'd consider relatively young. I'm lucky in that the aches and pains haven't started for me yet. Maybe as I get older they'll start to come in. Fireflame, you're doing a world tour currently in Australia. Any flight suggestions trying to get back to Dublin? I'd work my way island hopping all the way up to the west coast of the USA and then just transatlantic my way across. Kevin says he had to teach this recently. It goes back to the pagan traditions, but the Christians picked it up to commemorate Christ's death. Fair enough, Kevin. I'm presuming by that when you say you had to teach it recently, was that in an official capacity, or were you just sat around a pub table? Captain Q, it's not been a while since it has been a while since we've done any group flights. It's again just finding time to sort of put them on. We used to do the group flights on a Sunday evenings, but Sunday evenings just got so busy now, and various things going off, it's just not possible anymore. Sly, hi mate, good to see you. Marty Van Dam says at almost 40 years old now. Yeah, well, Marty, I'm pretty much there myself. Says one of the most dangerous things you can do is sleeping. There's no way of telling what ailments you'll wake up with next. Oh, Kevin, you were teaching festival. Oh, with your second years. Right, fair enough, fair enough. Football moments. So a group flight is when instead of flying on the VATSIM servers, we fly on the Microsoft Flight Simulator servers, and you turn on multiplayer. So it's basically a multiplayer event. So we all fly along, and you can all see each other, and thankfully not crash into each other. Liana, now I'm not 40 yet. I'm saving that for oh yeah, a couple of years away yet. So with the turbulence set to realistic, it's going to be interesting to see what the turbulence is going to be. Oh, plug that in. It's going to be interesting to see what the turbulence is going to be like as we drop through the cloud layers going down. There looks like some thick cloud layers down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage today of some fantastic savings and offers from our in-flight magazine. This can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. These shopping ideas and gifts offer you tax-free savings with many items not available anywhere else and exclusive to you during your flight today. Our cabin crew will be around shortly to also offer you the chance to purchase airline lottery tickets. There is a chance to win some fantastic prizes, including cash and holidays. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
A little cabin crew PA gives me the perfect opportunity to crunch on a pork scratching. So I think top of descent is pretty much upon us. Yeah, right, so let's get down. We'll start by going flight level 120. We'll leave it in managed descent mode. So speed, descent, and down we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, from flight deck once again, this is your captain speaking, and you will be delighted to hear that we'll shortly be starting our descent into our destination. The cabin crew will shortly prepare the aircraft for our arrival, and if you could make sure all the aisles are now clear so that the captain can make the way around the aircraft safely, that would be most appreciated. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Dennis on YouTube says, wife is the word of the day. Ugh, she just needed to talk to me and I had to pause the approach. Now nothing feels real anymore. That's it, you're out of sync, aren't you? The reality of everything has gone. I have to say that for my wife. She is very understanding and very supportive of the streams, though she doesn't bring me bloody cups of tea. Football moments. Is your mother still listening? Right, so even though it says set managed speed here, it's just a reminder that we're not in managed speed at the moment, we're in selected speed. And I'm quite happy to leave it in selected speed because the Phoenix does have a tendency just to drop to the lowest of the speed bracket. So, and I do want to get in pretty quickly. Should be in about 15-20 minutes looking at that. Football moment, she is. Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble. She better not be texting my wife. Virtual Pilot, am I using Benix Wizz livery from FS.TO? I'll be honest, Virtual Pilot, I actually don't know. I just went to pick one up just ahead of the flight today. Brian King says if he shuts the door, she knows not to disturb the pilot. That sounds like a well-trained wife. And Dark Fury has managed to train his wife to be cabin crew. Is she dressed up as well? I suppose the kids in your house also add to that realistic effect of noise and crying, don't they, Dark? And Vegetable Bad says, nice as you fly other airlines, what made us fly Wizz Air today? Just because this is the a real world flight. We're going into Gothenburg. We wanted a real world flight, and this was one I had time to do, and I thought it'd be fun to do as well. Now look at the primary flight display sticking. I'm also looking at the backup as well. Now, so did the primary flight display. It looks like the navigation display is sticking as well a little bit. So did the display sticking, because if you look, there's no glitches or anything like that. You know, the aircraft's still flying. It's going through the cloud. Well, I presume we're going through the cloud. It's a bit dense and dark. We can't actually see anything. Can't see the ground or anything like that. Oh, I've just noticed. Can you keep seeing the water droplets on the window as we go past? Look at the struts underneath the wings. They're probably the best place to see them. I've not noticed that before when descending through cloud. That's neat. Maybe that was part of the last update. Oh, there you go. Oh, this is so realistic. How many times have you seen this during the during a flight that you've been on? You know, you've been surfing above the clouds for a couple of hours, and then you know you're nearly there, and you're on the way down as you're bashing through the grey abyss, and the water is bashing back against the windows. Tell you what, the briefing pack was absolutely spot on, wasn't it? We said there could just be clouds and ice all the way down, and well, this is it. We're in the right range. Just to help us out a little bit, my usual trick of putting range rings around the airport. We're on 03. Pop that in. And just check what kind of approach are we doing. Comes in at 708, that's 3,000. Okay, so we're going to be 3,000 feet at 708. But if we can just capture that perhaps a little earlier, we'll go 12 miles, because that's then 4,000. That should work. It might be cloudy now all the way down, which is to say 800 feet. Dark Fury, where's Mr. Ryanair with his flap rings? That sounds so wrong.
There's no delay there, we should have very shortly. If you could please assist the cabin crew by passing the ability you may have and they come around, and for your safety, which is
Well, this looks mucky. Hey, Fragman says live weather not cloudy all the way as it looks. Well, this is where working weather radar would be really neat, wouldn't it? So just final check of the charts as well. So we can get right down to 5,000 feet now. We're on 5,000 at 712. So we'll go down. $5,000 blue, still in descent mode. I'll pop that into open descent actually, because if we can just get underneath that profile just a tad, we'll start slowing down. Although to be fair, we'll push and get 250 knots pretty soon. So if we just do that now, thrust idle open descent. Brian King says the cabin announcements are so realistic you can only make out every third word. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Captain Q, when would you turn on the terrain one? Well, to be honest, if we had working weather radar, I wouldn't, because I'd want the weather radar on. There's no real terrain around Gothenburg to worry about, so not concerned about that at all, really. Time to get the passengers strapped in. This rain's getting heavier.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and return to your seats immediately if you are not already seated. Infant seatbelts are provided for our passengers travelling with small children. Please ensure that they are secured safely and ask a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. The toilet will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Whilst seated, please find the airline magazine in the front pocket, providing you with lots of information about the channel and the perks of becoming a channel member. Thank you.
So just to catch up to that profile, I just wound the speed up a little bit and got the speed brakes out. I seem to be struggling just to catch up with that, although we're coming up on 10,000 feet now, so I'm going to have to wind that speed back to 250. The FCU doesn't want to behave, so we'll just use the primary flight display, because that one is catching up a bit quicker than normal. Profile seems to want to come back. Seems to be behaving. We'll just keep the flaps out for a little, the spoiler out for a little bit longer. "10,000 feet, I'll get the landing lights on." In real life that adds drag, which would be good about now. Not very much, but it does add them. So that's just telling me if the speed brake's still out as we're coming to meet the profile. That's fine. So we'll get the LS on, we'll activate the approach phase. That's now done. Okay, we're starting to get below the profile, which is what we wanted. Oh, I've eaten that pork scratch and it's stuck in the back of my throat. Gosh, so let's continue with what we briefed. We're going to be green dot by 713. At least that's the plan. Gothenburg traffic, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf is approaching Golf 712 on their Arisma 4 Lima arrival for runway 03, 21 miles to the south of the airport. Hey Mantoga Daz, good to see you. Got the builders in so you've not been around. No worries mate, you join us at arguably one of the best bits. Right, 3,000 feet, let's push for managed speed then, start dropping down to green dot. Really wish those displays would keep up with what we're doing though. Seems to sometimes struggle in heavy weather. Sean, why would I not just wind it all the way down to the platform altitude and leave it in managed descent? Just because managed descent's alright, but it doesn't always give you the time to bleed the speed off, which is obviously what we need.
Gothenberg traffic speedbird 3 is going to be taxiing down towards runway 03 within the next 5 minutes. If you're approaching Wizz Air, just let us know when you're within 5 miles.
We'll go currently 16 miles out with 1 Delta Golf. Ah, right, there we go. So there is the glide slope. That's actually working quite nicely then. What a nice descent. So we'll go flaps 1, speeds checked. Flaps 1 on the approach. So alt glide slope, lock brew, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Lock star is now captured. Let's just pull speed back 180. Again, as briefed. And the approach checklist, Bauer FQ&H is 1013, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are 678, auto brake is low, EFB is stowed. This is actually working really well. 13-mile final. Still within icing range, so we'll leave the anti-ice on. Speed glide slope start.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing, giving prepare the cabin, thank you.
I can hear one of my kids absolutely screaming at the top of their lungs. How realistic. Right, glide slope's captured, so we'll get flaps 2 out for help with the extra drag going down. So flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2. And Gothenberg traffic Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf is established runway 03, 10-mile final.
Cabin crew, seats fine.
Lex, not too experienced with approaching flight simulators. You've got, okay, what are VORs and what is their utilization? Oh, Lex, that is a question that if you join our Discord server, link in the video description, then we'll be able to help you in a great deal. But right now is like sterile cockpit time, isn't it? Where we're just concentrating on our landing a little bit. So remember, the ceiling was reported at 800 feet. The temperature was only 7 degrees, so anti-ice is going to remain on all the way down. And we're what, 6.5 miles now, so let's push for managed speed. We'll get the gear down and get fully configured. So gear down, spoilers, get all the lights on, and flaps 3. Speeds checked. Flaps 3. Landing checklist. So the cabin is secured. Go around altitude 3,000 feet. Set ECAM memos. Landing. No blue. Would now be another good time for a pork scratching. Oh, what murky weather. Ooh, if that link's expired, we'll have to get another link set up. I'm sure one of the mods could do that for us whilst we're still on stream. Right, runway is in sight. Gothenberg traffic, Wizz Air 1 Delta Golf is 4 mile final. Runway 03. I have got a replay set up for this as well, so we can, if I can get in there quickly, we'll check that out.
1,000.
1,000 feet. Autopilot off, I have control. That looks good, 2 whites, 2 reds. Just raise the nose a tad. We've got now
500.
3 reds. Okay, happy with the picture. That's better.
100 above.
So we had the 500 call out, stable.
Minimum.
Continue. Just don't want to drift off that centre line too much.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Gothenburg traffic, Steve 33, lining up runway 03.
Okay, so spoilers deployed, risk green, decel. $70 knots, reverses off. What a nice runway! Look how it's oh my god! I'm going to need to add thrust. It's uphill. Oh, I'm happy with the runway. That looks stunning.
Not a bad landing for the lowest of the low cost.
I'm with you, mate. I'm normally flying EasyJet.
You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and please consider becoming a channel member.
And surely Ryanair is below us.
Future flights with us. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Right, I'm going to get taxied in. I am a bit short on time, so at this point we're just going to get taxied in. I'm going to dump the aircraft and then I want to check out the replay, so I'm not going to worry about starting the APU. What we normally do now is start the APU,
Gothenburg traffic, Steve 33,
just turn things off, like the radars and such. So yeah, we're just going to dump our aircraft straight in here. However, scenery wise this looks stunning, because I want to have a quick look at a replay, and then we might just take the drone camera out and have a quick look at what's going off with regards to the scenery. But yeah, this looks beautiful. The runway I thought was stunning. It was just not flat at all, which is brilliant. You heard us land, and then, like I said, I needed to make sure we didn't run out of energy getting up, because it was uphill. So yeah. Oh, and we've got video docking guidance system all in as well. That's beautiful. I wonder if that's part of, I've not set one up on GSX, so I wonder if that's just part of the that it's telling me to slow down. I've not seen that before. That's awesome. Fruitbat, mate, upgrading channel membership to captain level membership. Fruitbat, that is awesome. Make sure you get yourself into the make sure you get yourself into the VIP lounge in Discord. Dad, you know what? That'll do. Right, I want to check out those replays. So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn off V-Pilot. So, thank you to Dark Fury. Was meant to be flying alongside us today. Sadly, that didn't happen. So, we'll come off there. We'll just get rid of self-loading cargo as well. We'll stop the replay and let's just have a quick look at that. And we'll have a look at the passenger view, I think, as we're coming in. Yeah, really impressed with the runway on that one. I thought that looked brilliant. Let's see what this looks like. Virtual pilot, yeah, disconnected from VATSIM. Otherwise, doing the replays like this, you really can annoy other people and air traffic controllers if you don't do that. Football moments, not sure when the next stream is, I'm afraid. Weekends are busy, as you know. Luca, how do you get the countdown as when you need to stop? Well, normally, yeah, you set it up and use GSX. However, I've not got this set up for this airport. I'm pretty certain I haven't. I can't have. It's brand new. So that, I don't know if that's actually just part of the scenery. George's FS videos, custom views. There is a video on the channel explaining how to go around and doing that. So we'll check this landing out and then we'll have a quick look at the scenery using the drone cam, and then I am going to have to shoot. What was the landing rate anyway, guys? Didn't look too bad. I mean, I'm not concerned. It was Wizz Air. Wizz Air's reputation on the line. Duke Dan Gaming joined just before the touchdown. Decent landing. I hope so. Oh yeah, that looks alright to me. Centerline, landing zone, and didn't break the landing gear. I'd say win-win. Let's have a little look then. Let's get the drone camera out and see what it looks like. Oh, there you are. So this is the new airport scenery then, Gothenberg, courtesy of Orbx, released today. Oh, SAS cargo area, I like that. So they've really done a major. It is an upgrade. So if you've already got this, I believe it's just an upgrade that you can get. But they really have overhauled this, you know, significantly. Yeah, you can see it as well. Lots of extra details been put in compared to how it used to be. Oh, look at the texturing on the. Oh, look at that! That's brilliant. All the flags. That's taken some time and effort. Oh, well played. Emptiest car park at any airport I have ever seen. What's that there? Oh, it's a departure board. Is that meant to be there? That does seem a bit random. Got a departure lounge, yeah, so a few internals, which they're the internals that you would actually see as you were I've got to get the camera angle right there. They're the internals that you would actually see from the gate as you were pulling in, so that's nice. Adds a little bit of realism. Love the area. I think that looks good. Lucas says you just read the description on Orbx, says it includes a GSX profile. Oh, right, so that's automatically been installed. Ah, that's brilliant. That's the advantage of downloading it and installing it through the Orbx app then, isn't it? It'll have already done that for us. And, oh, there you go. That's it. What a great shot. Gothenberg Landvetter Airport. Beautiful. So, hopefully, guys, you'll agree that that looks stunning. I really like the runway and the fact that it isn't flat. It's got loads of humps and bumps in it. That's worse than Manchester. Look at that. Oh, how awesome. Right, guys, well, I really do have to go, so thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed our lengthy Friday afternoon stream. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have enjoyed it, then please, on your way out, do do hit that like button. It does make a massive difference to the channel, so thank you to everyone who's hit that for us already. It does make a big difference. Thank you so much. My next stream, as always, we'll announce that on Discord as and when the next one will be, and I look forward to seeing you all on that next one. Have a great weekend, everyone, whatever you're doing. We might get on over the weekend, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but thank you for supporting the channel, guys. Huge shout out to our mods for a lot of work done today. Thank you guys for looking after us, and to the EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members, as always, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, making everything I do possible. So thank you again to you guys for that, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Enjoy your weekend, whatever it is you're doing. I will see you all very soon. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.
2,500. $1,000. $500. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5,